800-230-2777.
The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Welcome into the Roundtable on this Wednesday here on WGNS. Glad to have you with us. Chip Walters here from Exit Realty, Bob Lamb and Associates, and the Blue Raider Network. And today we're going to be talking with some folks. June is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and we're going to be talking about Alzheimer's and brain problems and aging and mindful care, all of that, how it works together. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But just a couple of reminders that coming up tomorrow night at I'll say Greer Stadium. I just dated myself. First Horizon Park in Nashville. It is True Blue Night with the Nashville Sounds. They take on the Louisville Bats, and 6:30 is the first pitch. And there are discounted tickets if you would like to go. You can go to mtalumni.com and get discounted tickets for tomorrow night's Nashville Sounds game. It's going to be, this weather that's coming through today will be out of here. It's supposed to be terrific Thursday, Friday, Saturday with a chance of rain on Sunday. And so if you'd like to go, it's always a fun night for True Blue Night with the Nashville Sounds. Also, Friday Night Live on the Square. That'll be our first one of the year, put on by Main Street. And the band Music City Swing, which is a returning band, will be here. And there will be dancing in the streets from about 6:30 on into the night. So make sure you check out your chairs, your coolers. Make sure it's all ready to come out. Have a great time. The music will start around 6:30, and this is the first of June, July, August, September. First of 4 concerts that will be happening on the Square as part of the Friday Night Live. So there's that. All right, today my guest Eric Miller from who is a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association. And Eric, thank you for being here to represent Alzheimer's.
Thank you for having me here today. Appreciate it.
Good deal. Cindy Thomas, who's the director of Mindful Care, she's the director there. And Cindy, thank you for coming today too.
Thank you.
And Doug Timmons, retired MTSU professor and now on the board at Mindful Care. And Doug, thank you for coming today as well.
My pleasure. So
with it being, and I'll throw this out, and whoever wants to take it and run with it, you all can go with it. Number one, Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Obviously, everybody's wearing purple today, or purple wristbands, or whatever. That is the color for Alzheimer's. But Eric, you being directly involved with the Alzheimer's Association, talk a little bit about the efforts here locally, in particular, and what where people can find information.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, in Tennessee alone, there's more than 129,000 people currently living with Alzheimer's, and an estimated 369,000 family members and friends serving as unpaid caregivers. So the disease affects a number of people here right in our own backyard. We're very fortunate. We have our 26 years in the community. The Alzheimer's Association is hosting our annual walk right here locally in Rutherford County. For anybody that would like to get involved locally, you can go to rucowalk.com and sign up, and it is no cost to participate in the race. And the whole goal is to raise awareness and raise money for the cure.
Yep. So that and the thing about the Alzheimer's Association is that there is an overarching national organization, but there's a lot of work done on the state level and then on the local level, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Just in Tennessee alone, we have more than 33 researchers that are at universities across the state working on Alzheimer's research projects. And there's more than $2 million in active research grants here in the state of Tennessee alone.
Wow. All right. Cindy, Mindful Care is a 501c3 nonprofit, but tell folks what Mindful Care is, and then we can kind of dive into how it dovetails with the Alzheimer's Association.
Okay. Well, Mindful Care, our mission statement is to help people ages 45 plus with the Alzheimer's disease or related dementias, disorders, and other frailties of age live their lives with dignity and respect while providing relief to their care partners and support for their families. At Mindful Care, we are able to bring them in from 8 to 5 o'clock. That gives some respite to their caregivers so they can do errands or do a job or whatever. And we spend our time keeping them social, talking to each other, reminiscing, trivia, chair exercises, painting, singing. We just go by whoever is there that day, what are their likes, and we kind of just spend the day giving them the best quality of life we can give them.
If I'm correct, you all are based out of First Methodist Church out on Thompson Lane.
Right. We are at First Methodist Church now at 265 West Thompson Lane.
Doug, you are a part of the board, so with Mindful Care. Kind of give folks an idea. I don't know if you got involved before or after you retired at MTSU, but why did you see this as something that this is where I want to give my time and efforts and help make some good things happen?
Well, I've been serving on other boards locally and some good organizations, but I really wanted something that was a little more meaningful, something that really impacts in a big way on so many of us today. I think everybody knows someone who has either dementia or Alzheimer's. It's a disease that is more's known about it now. There's a lot of research being done. It impacts so many families, and Mindful Care is not just there to help those who are inflicted with the disease. Certainly, we're hoping we can enhance their lives. We don't take on the most severe cases. But when they come in, I was so surprised a couple months ago. I came in, 2 opera singers from Nashville were there performing in front of our group, and it was fun. We had to do Tai Chi. There's a lot of things going on. It's so important. It's not just the clients or the patients, our friends, as we want to call them. It's the caretakers at home that are so burdened by this owner's situation. They find out important to get away sometimes, to have some relief. And our mission is as much for them as it is the patients.
Yeah. Eric, with research that's been done on all, by the way, folks, if you have questions about whether it could be your own personal situation with a family member, feel free to either text us or drop us a call at 615-893-1450, and these folks can hopefully give you an answer. But Eric, you work in your real life as transitioning people that need that type of help into assisted living. With all the research that's been done on Alzheimer's, have they figured out, is it hereditary, lifestyle, or is that part still kind of black box out there?
That's a really good question. I've talked to a number of people in the field of neurology over the years and heard that all the above can have an impact. Mm-hmm. One local neurologist that I spoke to said there's really 3 things that a person can do to be mindful today of their own health in terms of being aware of Alzheimer's. And it's get good sleep, Eat a nutritious diet. He happened to mention the Mediterranean diet if people want to have something specific.
Gotcha.
And exercise. Physical activity is so important to move the body. Those three things help.
Yeah. With what you see at Mindful Care, it does, what he said needed to happen, or lack of those things appear to be some causes. Sounds exactly like what you said that you guys try to do with people at Mindful Care.
Correct. We try to keep their brain working as much as we can. I've been in nursing for 35 years, and this has been my passion, to take care of our elderly. And I had a grandmother that had Alzheimer's, so that's what I got into it. So I've been associated with the Alzheimer's Association as a volunteer for over 12 years. And that has helped me be able to work with the clients when they have behavioral things or not anything, and I'm able to speak with them and work with them, tell the caregivers things that to help them at home. We really see a lot of those that when they start slowing down eating, it's better to be able to be in a group socializing. They will eat more.
Oh,
It's because at home they're there by themselves. They don't think, they don't even remember to eat. So we're, as far as that, and it's exercise. You could do exercise in so many different ways. We could just put on the old time music and take maracas and shake them to the music, and they love it. Some
Yeah.
of them will sometimes try to do a Congo line. So
the I think former President Reagan probably did as much to normalize this type of disease by calling it the long goodbye,
It
and
is.
I think took part of any stigma there might have been, and showed that it was truly a disease that was across the board. It did not discriminate as far as race, did not discriminate as far as gender, or obviously age has something to do with it. But I think he certainly normalized it and opened people's eyes to and ears to saying, okay, let's see what we can do with this. Is that fair to say?
that is fair. He come out just when I started my nursing. I think that's where we got,
Right.
I started learning more about it. And there it was such a stigma that now it's beginning to open up and letting the caregivers know it's not something to be ashamed of. It's a process. We just need to put the education out there on how to deal with it and to let them live in their own world.
Right. Well, Doug, it's the thing is, a lot of smart people that you and I have both known, it seems sort of cruel at times when, people who have certain abilities and toward their end of life, whatever affliction they may have, affects the thing that they were most known for. And that's certainly with brain diseases. Some of the smartest people I've ever known have been afflicted with Alzheimer's, dementia, that kind of thing. And it seems, at the time, so unfair.
That's true. It doesn't discriminate in that regard. I would suggest, though, that I think the statistics suggest women are more prone to the disease. Sydney might be able to react to that. I thought I saw something recently suggesting maybe two-thirds of the cases were in women. But you're so right. My knowledge of Alzheimer's or dementia is certainly not like our other guests, but I've had so many friends who have developed it, or their wives have, and it just totally changes their life. it diminishes their quality of life. This is the caregivers, not just the patients, and that's one of our big emphasis is the helping give them some relief, some time off, recognizing the problems they face at home.
Yep. Cindy, how important are volunteers for mindful care here? Where, I mean, you guys are boots on the ground here locally, and how important is it for volunteers to help you out, and how much of your staff are professionals as opposed to folks who just want to try to help?
Volunteers are very important because they can do some one-on-one activities with some of those that are not interested in whatever we may be doing at that time, letting us know if there's things that they need that we're not seeing in a group. We have 3 full-time staff that have degrees in health and wellness. We really enjoy our senior volunteers will come and help out because they can relate to some of them and their histories and be able to reminisce with them.
Oh, and they're really peers and can be a buddy to these people.
And intergenerational. I have some students that have come, MTSU students. I have some from Central. And I actually have one that has started that goes to Siegel, and she's working. Her grandmother is there, which helps out with the grandmother that gets very confused.
Yeah,
so,
right.
But we do all kinds of activities with them, and these volunteers can help us set things up and even set their meals up for them and everything.
All right, we're going to be taking our first break of the hour, and we're going to be talking more about the Alzheimer's Association as well as mindful care here in town, and how you can become involved and become more aware for you and your loved ones. So we'll take a time out here on the Roundtable. Back with more in just a minute here on WGNS.
If you can dream it, Fair Construction can turn it into reality. Shop local, Fair Construction Company. I'm Ron Hall. Investing in property can be nerve-wracking. It does not have to be. Fair Construction offers high-quality craftsmanship, quick response, and attention to detail. Our goal is to keep your expenses low while focusing on our attention on high-quality services. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Fair Construction Company.
Hey guys, let's talk game. Practices recently wrapped up with the annual spring game, and the team has some promising new recruits to watch this fall. But how's your game? Testosterone therapy can help you get back to your best, and there's no better time to get started than this spring. I recommend Low T Center. It's where I get my levels checked. If you often feel tired, have noticed weight gain and loss of muscle mass, you may have low T levels. So go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Swing into summer with Friday Night Live in downtown Murfreesboro, June 7th.
Music City Swing will bring the beat with their 20-piece band, playing your big band favorites. This free event is proudly sponsored by Wilson Bacon Trust.
Don't miss out June 7th. Friday night downtown is a chance to live it up.
Friday Night Live, your summer soundtrack.
Brought to you by Main Street Murfreesboro.
Shop small and support your local downtown businesses in 2024.
And I would highly recommend Adams Place. It's a place to enjoy life. It's comfortable. The settings are home-like and not sterile. Adams Place is a place they're looking out for you. You feel at home, and I'm very fortunate there's a lot of people here I already knew. To get back to the food, I want to say one thing. The chef does a fabulous job here. I'm Larry Castelli. And, I would highly recommend Adams Place.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
Mark your calendars for June 14th. The City of Murfreesboro is partnering with the American Job Center to bring you an incredible career fair with lots of opportunities. We'll have a ton of employers on site at the Murfreesboro Civic Plaza, in front of the Murfreesboro City Hall.
For over 77 years, you've depended on WGNS for what's happening around town, and you still do. International Folk Fest all this week. Don't you dare miss those shows. We have groups from the United Kingdom, the Czech Republic, Mexico, and our own Cripple Creek Cloggers. Yes, the International Folk Fest. Check their website for all of the performances. And the Discovery Center's Secret Garden Party and Tour is this weekend. The party's on Friday night, and the tour of area gardens on Saturday and Sunday. Let's get behind the Discovery Center at Murphree Spring and attend this fun fundraiser. Call the Discovery Center at Murphree Spring for more information. And of course, Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation's Movies Under the Stars. That's on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights at dark. It's a free service of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Department. And the Borough Beach is now open. Get out and enjoy the water park and lots of fun every day at Sportscom. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here for this afternoon with cloudy skies, a high in the mid-80s. Tonight, chance for rain and storms, a low near 66. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS.
Currently, it's 77.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, MTE has provided light, comfort, and connection to our community since 1936. As your trusted energy advisor, MTE is always here to help. Connect online or download the My MTE app.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable here on WGNS. Chip Walters with you, and June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and today we've got Eric Miller from volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association, Cindy Thomas, Director of Mindful Care, and Doug Timmons, who is on the board at Mindful Care. And I will say that we have to give Don Witherspoon credit for rounding everybody up today, and because when Don calls and asks you to do something, you typically do it, and that's just the way we're wired, isn't it, guys?
Yes.
100%.
Eric, talk a little bit about one of the big events the Alzheimer's Association has every year is the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and that will be coming up in November. We don't have all the details yet, but we certainly want to get people to put it on their calendars.
Yes, absolutely. So the walk this year is going to take place on November 2nd. We will be having a big announcement coming up soon, which will include the location. We're really excited and hope to have many people from the community out to support.
Yeah, is that the biggest fundraiser of the year for Alzheimer's Association, or do you know?
Yeah, so it's part of a collection of things that the Alzheimer's Association does all year long. But just as an example, the walk, we are, for Rutherford County, it is the second largest walk in the state of Tennessee, and we have a goal of raising $245,000 this year to bring awareness and find a cure for Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I was fortunate to be the MC at the walk a couple of times several years ago, and it was a lot of fun. So if you get out, it's be on the lookout for the announcement of where it's going to be. But go ahead and put it on your calendar for the morning of November 2nd, and that'll be coming up. Cindy and Doug, talk a little bit about how Mindful Care. We mentioned it was a 501c3, but talk a little bit about the mechanics of how you're funded and how that goes about, and what are the impacts of individuals who want to come, and how families can get them involved.
Okay. We operate on grants, personal donations. We do fundraising, which we just got.
Big trivia night, yeah.
Big trivia night at the fountains. That was very successful for us. Even our clients got involved in that, and they made some bracelets and things for donations, and that did really well. That gave them a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
They felt like they contributed to helping out our club.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to be sure. Let's see. Wanted to offer anyone that would like to help their loved ones or even friends and family. We are open to donations constantly.
Right.
We take donations, even though it may not only be monetary. Snacks help out. Little bingo prizes. We do. When they're there, they bring their lunches. We do have a refrigerator, microwave. So when they're there, we're able to prepare the meal for them. I offer twice a month. I have food come in because we do armchair travel, and whatever country we may be working on that day, we try to have the food from that country, such as Monday we had Prairie Day, and they all dressed up at prairies, and we had bonnets, and we made had soap making and paper dolls.
Laura Ingalls Wilder Day, kind of,
yes,
wasn't it?
It was Laura Ingalls Wilder, and all three of the staff got all dressed up, and our clients wore their plaid shirts, and we had a very fun day doing cornhole and different things.
We'd have to get you a chuck wagon cook out there for Prairie Day. That'd be good.
That's right. I tried to get some square dancers that day, but it happened to be the International Festival Day, so they weren't able to come that day.
They had to rest their legs. They had their performance going on. Yeah,
they do plan to come and see us sometime.
That's good.
And that's one of the things I do is I reach out to organizations like that might come and do some entertainment for us, because they love to be able to participate in things when they're not able to get out any longer.
Doug, one of the things that we want to make a distinction on, just to make sure folks understand, is while this program, Mindful Care, is housed at First Methodist Church, it is open to everybody, and First Methodist is very generous in housing the program, but this is open to everybody.
Yes, we're not technically affiliated with First Methodist, but they've been so generous and kind in providing space for our needs. But anybody in the community is welcome to seek out our services. And I would like to add that in addition to fundraising that we do locally and the grants that we apply for either locally or nationally, there is a small fee associated with our services. I think in the medical field, people will be surprised at how affordable it really is. And I know the board is definitely interested in growing a program that we have that can assist individuals that may not have all of the financial need, wherewithal to use our services, even though they are fairly low.
Yeah.
We're not going to turn people away. We're developing programs, seeking grants, and trying to create funding for those people too.
Yeah. Now, Cindy, am I correct that some people who have long-term health insurance plans, that sometimes that helps pay for their tuition, for lack of a better word?
It depends on which long-term care, and then usually it's the family member that manages that, and to get their reimbursements and things. Yes.
So that would be they could probably call you and get more information on what to tell or to ask their insurance carrier. Would that be
correct?
Okay.
Correct.
And by the way, we haven't given out phone numbers and websites, that kind of thing, and we want to do that with all of you here right now, and we'll do it again before the show ends. So, where do they need to call, Cindy, for Mindful Care?
Call Mindful Care at 615-542-4371, or you can contact us on the website mindful-care.org, and there's an application on there that can be downloaded and filled out, or just email me at mindfulcareorg@gmail.com.
So, yeah, and again, mindful-care.org is where you can find Mindful Care. And on Eric, on as far as Alzheimer's Association, theirs is really easy. It's what, alz.org?
That's correct.
That was in my head for some reason.
Yes, they can go right to that website, and if you have the /walk, you can search for a walk in your local community if you're listening to this show and you're out of the area. And if you want to look at the local website for the Rutherford County Alzheimer's Walk, you can go right to rucowalk.com.
Yeah. What else, outside of the walk, what other activities do you all have going on throughout the year? If people want to become a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association, what would that look like as far as time that they would need to give and how they can be involved?
We are a volunteer-led group, so having people actively participate and volunteer is something that is vital to the success of the Alzheimer's Association. There's several things going on. One thing, for example, this year, the Alzheimer's Association Walk Committee, we're working on raising awareness to raise funds for care and support resources and research by asking establishments such as restaurants and stores locally to join in and help us to paint the town purple. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be taking place June 23rd through June 29th.
That's coming up?
Yes, sir. And if somebody would like to get involved, if an establishment wants to get involved, you can contact us by emailing rucowalk@alz.org.
Okay, rucowalk@alz.org. That is the email address. Now, as far as the walk is concerned, obviously coming out and walking as an individual is great. But as a group, if you've got a civic club or a fraternity or a sorority or a club or whatever, how can they, what do you see at the walk? What kind of groups do you see taking part?
That's a great question. We have people from all walks of life coming, even four-legged folks that are coming out because dogs are welcome. We usually do something fun to spice it up and encourage people to bring their pets. But from babies in a stroller all the way to centenarians, people of all ages come out. Companies come out to participate as an organization. Education groups. Last year we were at Siegel High School. We had several Siegel High School groups that were walking on behalf of a loved one. There's a lot of families that are affected by this disease, and you may see multi-generations of people walking together to support one another, to support the caregiver, support the person with the disease, or even just to commemorate someone that may have been lost in previous years.
Yeah, and now for folks who say, well, I'd love to come walk, but I don't want to come out and walk 10 miles. How long is the walk?
So the walk is not a marathon, and it's really more about just showing up and being there as a participant, but participating doesn't necessarily mean you have to walk long. Usually the course is about a mile long. There are some people that just come to the main stage and they hang out and they're there to support loved ones and such, but they don't necessarily walk. But we encourage everybody to be there just to kind of help raise awareness.
And I know when it's been at the Gateway, there's a nice walking path out there that's somewhat connected to the Greenway. When you've been Whether you've been at Siegel, they've got a track there, of course, and at MTSU, the track is there. But again, that will be announced exactly where it is. But all of these places where you have the walk, the good thing we can tell folks, it's going to be flat and it's going to be easy to walk. It's not going to be super challenging, so everybody can come out and spend their morning on November 2nd and really feel good about doing some great things in your community.
Absolutely. And again, as I said, whether it's, our four-legged friends, older adults that may even be in a wheelchair, or youngins that are still in a stroller, the path will be easy for anybody to participate if they wanted to walk and join.
All right. And alz.org and rucowalk@alz.org is the email address. So that'll be coming up, and we'll hit that one more time. You mentioned we're talking about events here. Talk about you guys, Doug or Cindy, either one. Jump in and the trivia night that just got completed. Talk about how that went and how successful that was.
Well, this is the second year we've done it. We were over at the fountains this year, and the facility was just outstanding. We had
the view up there on the top floor.
No, it was
you were on the bottom floor.
Bottom floor.
Okay,
but it was great. We had who was our MC? I don't remember his name, but he was very generous in giving his time. He has a family member who has been impacted by this disease. He did a great job. It was professionally run. We had 8 teams this year, I believe, and
had over 100 participants. Isn't that right? On the 8 teams. So. But we were packed. Had good food, and everybody really seemed to engage themselves with what we were trying to do, and saw our vision, I think, and it turned out to be a nice event. I would like to mention my co-chair, sure.
Dr. Emily Zietz. She's in Germany right now, lucky girl, but she and I were colleagues in the finance department at MTSU, and she's been a very active participant in this whole process. She's helped put together a new board that has come together and done a nice job this year. Don Weatherspoon certainly, and his wife Hannah are an important part of that. I think we're making we've got a new initiative, and we've got plans to get bigger and better.
All right. That's a good wrap up on that part. We're going to take our final break, come back for our final segment, and talk a little bit about how you, as a family member, what to look for, and then what to do once you have questions. So that's coming up next here on the Roundtable on WGNS.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-509-2228. 888-509-2228. Sponsored by GP Agency, Inc., Raleigh, North Carolina. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial professional before making an investment decision.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have a plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all 3 with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Hi, this is Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. You might know me as the voice of the Blue Raiders, but I want to be your trusted advisor in real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, it's time to choose Chip. Do you have a growing family and need to upsize? Are you an empty nester now and need to downsize? Are you thinking of selling your current home but just worried you can't find something else? Well, it's time to choose Chip. I'm looking to be your trusted advisor in real estate. I'm Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb and Associates.
Spring has sprung, and that means it's time to start planning for your summer road trips. With Bud's Tire Pros by your side, your vehicle will be ready to see the mountains, the beaches, and everything in between. With Bud's Tire Pros' full line of Michelin tires and products, you'll have the peace of mind to hit the road no matter what you drive. Bud's Tire Pros is only 3.5 miles from the Murfreesboro Square. Call Bud's Tire Pros at 896-TIRE or online, Bud's Tire Pros, TN.com.
At Middle Point, we want to be part of the solution. That's why we're making significant investments in proactively enhancing our facilities to integrate sustainable solutions.
Mike Klassen with Middle Point Landfill.
We invite you to learn more about us at middlepointlandfill.com.
Middle Point Landfill is an environmentally safe, economical, and reliable solution for solid waste for Rutherford County.
Republic Services, we are sustainability in action.
This is Lisa Halliburton with Bell Jewelers. Father's Day is coming up. I know Dad usually likes a lot of things from the hardware store, but keep in mind Bell Jewelers. We have a nice selection of William Henry pocket knives. We have men's jewelry. We can customize drink glasses with Super Dad and something to remind Dad how special he is all year round. Bell Jewelers, 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots Restaurant.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back into the Wednesday Roundtable. Chip Walters with you. Coming up next week, John Iacari will be here. And if you've got any questions on where they're moving dirt or what might be opening up in some building somewhere, John keeps his finger on the pulse of that. He'll be here with us, so get your questions ready for that. And then on the 14th, 3 weeks from today, or on the 26th, I should say, 3 weeks from today, getting ready for Independence Day weekend, we'll have Malcolm Reed, who is a barbecue, grilling, smoking expert. He is from down in Mississippi and has about 1 million subscribers on YouTube with all of his videos, and they're outstanding. And he's going to be here to answer questions and talk about food and grilling and smoking meats and all that going into the holiday weekend. So that'll be coming up in about 3 weeks. My guest today, Eric Miller of the Alzheimer's Association, a volunteer, Cindy Thomas, Mindful Care Director here in town, and Doug Timmons, a board member for Mindful Care, and we've talked about all the events, and we've talked about the different organizations, but right now, when you get right down to it, this is a very, Alzheimer's, dementia, brain diseases are a very personal thing. And, we've all known people who have gone through this. There is a certain level of denial, not only by the individual, but by family members. But whoever wants to take it and run with it a little bit, as, I'm 61 years old. My parents have passed, but I'm of the age and have been of the age for 15, 20 years now of trying to be mindful of, parents, grandparents, and a lot of us in that age group of looking for signs and seeing and hearing things around the house. What do our younger set need to be looking for with our seniors who could be heading down that path? And who wants to take it and run?
Changes in their behavior, things that mom used to do, she's not doing any longer. She's trying to make shortcuts, and she may end up putting salt in her baking instead of sugar. That losing her keys. But the thing is, with Alzheimer's, they don't remember they lost the key.
Like I
So-
forgot something that I normally have
Right.
in my pocket
That's
this
what
morning, but I
people-
know that I forgot it,
people
and it's
worry
driving
about
me
it 'cause
crazy.
They
Yeah.
realize that,
So-
but with Alzheimer's, as it develops and gets longer, they don't. It doesn't even pertain to them. They don't know. Yes, living with Alzheimer's, as you were talking about denial, I've been working with this for so long, and I see signs and symptoms in my own parent. Not doing things, not remembering directions that they used to go by, and getting very confused and telling me I'm the one that's wrong. And those are some personal observations and things that they used to do they're no longer able to do, and they get frustrated, or they try to hide it. They will start watching, just staring off into space, watching TV, isolating themselves, which is the worst thing to do.
Because they need interaction.
They need the interaction
Yeah.
to keep those brain cells developing.
And you know, and as far as the child or grandchild, whatever, whoever that senior person is in your life, and you start seeing these things, it's very important not to blow it off. And would you agree with that, Eric?
Yes, early detection is definitely important. You know, for generations, many of us have probably known somebody in our family that had a dementia-related disease, Alzheimer's being the one that is most commonly known. But we didn't have a name for it. We didn't know what we were looking at. And today...
And even like medical facilities that treat these people, you know, the names have changed of those to more clearly reflect exactly what's going on, instead of, you know, which were harsher terms 50 to 100 years ago.
Correct.
Right. So having more awareness, and that's part of what we try to do with the Alzheimer's Association, is bring awareness, talk about early detection, talk about treatments, and then offering support, whether it's for a person with the disease or even the caregivers. The Alzheimer's Association has a 24-hour support line that anybody can call in any hour of the day and get a therapist on the line to be able to help them.
And go ahead.
I would like to add to that, Mindful Care is very fortunate to have a nurse in the building that runs caregiving support groups, Miss Leanne Hyatt. She does support groups there at the Methodist Church and several places around the city. So you can always give her a call. She is under We Remember You. So,
Okay.
And she works with us. Some of my clients will go to her caregiver groups and bring the clients here. So it's very fortunate to have the support and the education. Education is so important for everyone.
Yeah, the Alzheimer's Association website is a really good resource.
Correct.
And you can find a lot of that there, as far as, you know, early detection, that kind of thing. And as you mentioned, I think the you know, what you talked about, having the 24/7 phone line to where they can call, because I think anybody who has that senior in their life that's doing that, you know, we all want to be able to help and to not just blow it off, but to help find. You're not going to get all the answers, but you're certainly going to get some advice to help move down the right path. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Caregiver burnout is real, and it can be a full-time job to watch somebody go through the different stages of the disease. And so the Alzheimer's Association is very fortunate to have people like Leanne available to answer questions and offer support, sometimes just to say, hey, there's something that you might do a little bit differently and get a better outcome for someone struggling with the disease.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say that a person who's struggling with it, or basically any disease, that I call it the getting sucked into the hurricane of that person's life, because they have no idea. There's a lot of energy and a lot of put forth by individuals to help that one person get through. As the research continues to move along, and what you guys do at Mindful Care is terrific as far as keeping them mentally and physically active. What are you hearing about research as far as finding whether it's if not a cure, at least something that can hold it at bay after an early detection?
Just recently, they come out with Leqembi, which is an IV medication for to try to help with untangling those amyloids and proteins and taught. It's very scientific, but I was fortunate yesterday to interview a client that wanted to bring her mother, and found out she was actually on Leqembi, which excited me because I wanted to know if it was helpful, and she felt like it was helpful. There are several other medications. They're right on the cusp of getting out there. Nothing is preventing it, but there's a possibility of slowing it down to have more time to get all their things in order. And let the family know what their needs and their wants are ahead of just the family finding out in later stages than not knowing what to do.
Yeah, with Mindful Care, obviously the primary goal is to help the patient and but how much support is there for the family caregiver? And how important is that?
At Mindful Care, I mean, it's a very personal thing to me. I do speak to the caregivers. I have a relationship with each and every one of them. I know about their families, their children. I try to help them out with ideas and things that might work, and give them all kinds of resources that I might have to look. Tennessee Respite Coalition is one that helps out when they're at home.
And that's Leanne's specialty, isn't it?
Right.
Dealing
with
care
okay.
providers.
Okay.
Right.
Providing care for the caregivers.
Right. Providing care for the caregivers.
I'd love to hear the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay.
I think Alzheimer's is a type of dementia, but
Correct.
I think maybe that's where...
Yeah, what are the distinctions?
So once somebody has a diagnosis from some tests, there may be certain characteristics that describe Alzheimer's as one of the forms of dementia. Or like my father, who unfortunately we lost in 2020, he had a hybrid of Alzheimer's and another form of dementia called Lewy body disease. And Lewy body disease, you see more physical symptoms where somebody may shuffle physically, and that's a symptom of Lewy body. Whereas Alzheimer's, there's a lot of things that come up that are more cognitive related.
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, Alzheimer's is just one of the dementias. The dementia is like a big umbrella that has hundreds of different diagnoses. I mean, it could be infarct dementia, stroke, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, brain injury, drug alcohol abuse dementia. There's just so many different ones that's covered, and like there's just some of them have different things, like your Lewy body, hallucinations is one of the symptoms. But it's all covered by the Alzheimer's Association under that one big umbrella, no matter which dementia they have.
Gotcha. All right, we've got about a minute or a little bit over a minute left before we wrap up. Number one, if you are a family member and you suspect that you have a family member who is starting to head down that path, first steps, what do they need to do, and where do they need to reach out to?
They can go to the Alzheimer's Association website, alz.org. There's a ton of information that is found there. If somebody wants to look into clinical trials, you can sign up at trialmatch@alz.org, and they will match you with a trial locally.
Okay.
So early detection is key, and that's one of the ways to help a family member struggling immediately.
Physician and neurologist.
Yeah, and
to check it out.
If you are that family member that will end up being a caregiver, and you have that first suspicions, what are the questions in the conversation, real quickly, that needs to happen with your family member that you think is going down that path? You don't want to confront them, but how do you handle them initially?
You speak with them and ask them questions such as, I'm not sure how to go about it. Just kind of let them realize that there's a little bit of a problem there. That
I'm concerned.
I'm concerned. Can you tell me if I'm wrong? Is there? Did
Yeah,
I
put
do
it back
that?
on
Did I
yourself.
do that wrong, or
Yeah.
something like that? Just kind of distract them to where they don't feel like you're guilting them or
You're not interrogating
them.
Yeah.
Right.
So again, Mindful Care is a day service located. It is housed within First United Methodist Church out on Thompson Lane, and if you can go through the ways they can contact you and get their family member, patient involved.
Okay, well, the first thing I want to let everyone know is that we are state certified. We go through inspections 4 times a year. 3 of those are surprise inspections. We are able to house 19 per day.
Okay.
And that works with our 3 staff members plus our volunteers. We are at 265 West Thompson Lane. You can contact me at 615-542-4371. That's Cindy Thomas. Or email me at mindfulcareorg@gmail.com. And if you go to the website mindful-care.org, you will also see a few videos that
Right.
shows the things that we actually do there.
That's right. And also, as we mentioned several times, alz.org is a great resource for all kinds of things involving dementia and Alzheimer's. Eric, Cindy, Doug, thank you all for coming in today. I appreciate it very much, and hope we have shined some light on a subject that folks need to take on very personally and seriously. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
All right. If you missed any of this and want to catch up with it, you can find it on the podcast section of WGNSradio.com. All right. Get your way through all the rain today. It's going to clear up and be a beautiful weekend. Brian Baird coming up next, right here on the Big G, WGNS. Have a great day.